Hey, welcome back all. So today I also wanted to do a video on what's collectible and what can you collect. So today I brought three Mustangs with me. Now you can see size difference is quite big. We have a Gentleman Jim Corgi 1 on 72 die cast. Then next to it Hobby Master Petite Second. It's also die cast but 1 on 72 scale. And then 1 on 32 scale Corgi Stinger, also Mustang. This is mainly to show you guys like what do you collect and what size. Now we're gonna dig into that right away. 1 on 72 scale World War II, it's older, so there are not that many makers anymore that make them. There are some real releases coming from some brands like Dragon Armor, Panzerkampf and so on that are bringing out again 1 on 72 scale, but it's not popular. So this is like more the 15-20 years ago, 1 on 72 scale was quite popular for World War II. Luckily, at one point, Hobby Master decided to go into this also, and they went into it with 1 on 48 scale. Now, what's the big benefit on 148? You can put in the details a lot better. So flaps and claps and opening a cockpit and the prop. Personally, because these planes are so small, and 1 on 48 scale, if you want to collect World War II, I would recommend it. Now, then you have scale 1 on 32. This is Corgi, same age by the way roughly as this one here. They never had really many in-betweens. This is more the Hobby Master's expertise area. Now we're gonna look in all these three and we're gonna go close up on all of them and show you guys like why is it so cool to go in a certain size range. Benefits of course on 1 on 72, it's size. 148, it's mid-size but a bit more detail than a 1 on 72. And then 1 on 32, it's more a display piece as a central. So you could put it in a living room or something on top of a cabinet. It's a nice display piece. Now, in the future, I will also show Hobby Master 1 on 32. Maybe in this video, I will grab it and put it also in the video. It's an SBD Dauntless. And also to give you an idea of like what if Hobby Master starts doing big size, how does that look? But yeah, let's have fun. Let's dig into them. Alrighty, let's start with the Corgi 1 on 72 scale. Now, to be honest, these are quite my favorite planes in the World War II series, mainly because of their size. But also what's cool about Corgi, and I'm going to show that right away, you can actually pop out the engine hood and show the engine and all the little details behind it. Most World War II planes from Corgi have this. They're die-cast hatches, they're really well made. They click on super easy. Of course you need to watch out when you keep the plane up top. They fall off. Canopy, I thought it was openable, but I'm not 100% sure anymore. I will try this with another one later on, but with the rest of the scales, it's all openable, luckily. Gears are easy to replace, just a matter of clicking out the front and back ones. There's only a small stamp in it for Mustang, but for the rest, these are, and a little stamp, of course, for Corgi. But the paint, this thing is 20 years, close to 20 years old. It's still looking quite good. Unfortunately, the box, it passed away and there's some residue of some sticky glue that someone used on it. It's from another model. But in general, the stands of these are the cheaper ones. So I had this little plexiglass stands. They're not bad, they're cool looking, but they're just a bit more, let's say simple. Simple is the right word, I think. But cool to collect. Then we're gonna go straight away to 1 on 48 scale. This is Hobby Master. Now see if I can get a proper zoom on this thing because it's trying to focus on the wing. Petite Second, as you can see, the details on the paint are really cool, especially this little baby here. The name is really well readable. The cockpit, it's actually something you can open. Now let me make sure that I don't drop it off the... Yeah, so it's a bit tricky when you do it for the first time again. Pilots are well detailed, correct suit, correct... Let me get another image. Really well done. Cockpit, same story, same goes for the Corgi by the way, it's not bad, keep in mind. Click. Antenna, flaps are movable with the Corgi. With some of the 1 on 72 scales you can replace these for a downward position or the normal. Antenna, it's something you can add. Then there are versions that have, of course, rockets and different weapon systems on them. This one only has gas tanks extra. But it's a really well-made plane, also little details. The paint is really cool. Let me get the stand off for you guys. So really well done. Personally, my favorite size for World War II. I have a couple of them. It's not my main collection, of course, but I have a weak spot for certain aviation planes. The stands are really cool, by the way, chrome look on them. But let's go up one size more now after this. Then we get into the Corgi 132 scale. Now I also have a surprise, guys. I'm also going to bring in a Hobby Master. Now, if you notice, I zoomed in on one. It's impossible this way. So I need to go on 0.5. Now, the same details go again. So the hood is openable and the details become even more detailed. So more to the point, let's say, because you can go bigger. It also has the benefit of showing more details. The props, they have some details in their own slots, but they're not movable, unfortunately. The cockpit is openable. The pilot is not removable with this one. I'm not sure if it's glued but I bought this one used, so from the UK, so I have no clue. It was a nice collector that sold it to me. Claps only can go down. This one can all go up and down. The machine guns are visible, and I hope I can get them open. So I took a little precision blade just to get it under there. But as you might see, there's a lot of brass in there. So you have the 3 machine guns nicely lined up here. And then the bullets that are nicely into the frame. It's a small detail, but I really enjoy this type of details. It is with most of those Corgi 132s. If they have machine guns in the wings, they will do some attempt to make it visible. Tail, movable, plastic but movable. Same for this one, it's a complete setup to move. But in general, but what is also really cool, so the stand is, so I need to go up a little bit. This is really cool. So it's a landing gear that you can actually take out of the assembly. So it's a loose part. Same goes for the rear one. You can open it up and you can take out the little wheel. That's something that I really enjoy. It also goes with some of the 1/48 scales of Hobby Master, like the Spitfire. So yeah, it's something to pay attention on. Like now with me, pay attention for putting the engine cover back is of course very important. Now, as I mentioned, I didn't want to show just 1/32 scale from Corgi because that's the most common one. A more uncommon one, but very well on the market, is Hobby Master in this case. So it eats up that much space to get this thing on camera. So, but it's really cool about these. Gonna start right away with the biggest detail, the prop shaft. These blades are aluminum and they're really well detailed. They couldn't match the sticker 100% because it's too small in text. But as you might have noticed, there are notches out. Why is that? Because the engine, but short to the point, you can really go into the details of the cylinders. You could put a clear cover on this one with Corgi, or with Hobby Master, sorry. Really well done. So that's something they're really good at. And also this one is articulated with the right notches, so you cannot put it back the wrong way. So yeah, that's really a nice, friendly detail. Another cool detail, it's right away popping out of my finger. It's the bomb. So the drop bomb, let's say that these dive bombers would drop. There's a little mechanism under it. It clicks in and it clicks out. The gunner, I've put mine away for now. Because it's in dive bomb mode, the window pops down a little bit, so that's a bit of a downer. But like the spotter scope and the antenna, really nicely made. Of course, also the claps for brake. So the brake at deceleration. I believe these were, I'm not 100% sure if these were also foldable out, but yeah, on the rear and on the back. Also with the red details. Very famous, of course, from the movie Midway. I'm not sure if these were the ones that you could also open. I'm not sure. But had a brake on the tail, the brake on the back, also the brakes inside. The catch hook for going back on the carrier. The little drop bombs, the small ones, and then of course the action mode where you draw and drop your bomb into action. It's nicely made. You need to put a little string on it if you want to keep it like this. It stays roughly, but it's really hard to display like this. I've noticed that more and more often. But yeah, details of this versus the older Corgis is a different ballpark. As I mentioned, it's really hard to display these bombs. best to put a little fish wire if you really want to display the drop moment. But if I compare this to the age of Hobby Master, of Corgi, Hobby Master wins at the end, unfortunately. Why not unfortunately, actually? It's just something I always say, but yeah, they're just a little bit better at this. They only made the SB3, so the Dauntless, and one more plane of the United States. I really hope they do more because they're really good at it. They're pricey. I bought this one in Japan for, I think, €105 roughly calculated. I even brought it with me on the plane in a box. But, and the stands, by the way, sold separately. So yeah, in total, if you want to buy these guys new, I think this one is around 200 or 180 up to €200 nowadays. The stand, if you can find one, yeah, 50, 70 euros easy. For some reason, I luckily had a friend of mine who has a good connection with a die-cast shop who bought it for me for like 20 euros. So I'm super happy with that, but in general, quite hard to get with parts. So yeah. So guys, we went over all of them. We showed you all the details of all these planes. The Dauntless is also in this video, of course. But please let me know, what do you guys think? Like, what size would you start collecting? And what do you think of certain sizes and what is the benefit for you? What do you like? Feel free to leave it in the comments. But also feel free to like, share, subscribe. Share. It's all very welcomed. Thank you guys again, and have a great and pleasant day.